Welcome to Honey's Kitchen. We're making venison and vegetable soup. So because I'm using venison, I have to add my own oil. So I'm going to add some olive oil to the bottom of my stock pot. 1.5 pounds of frozen venison that is ground that I'm going to use. You guys use whatever meat you want. You can use ground pork, you can use ground turkey, ground beef, whatever you want. Chop this just a little bit, and then I'm going to add one diced onion so it can be browning while my meat is browning. While we're browning our meat, I'm going to tell you about our little trip that we took for the girls' birthday this weekend. They had Monday and today off for Veterans Day. So we decided, instead of doing birthday parties, that we were just going to take a trip and we were all going to go somewhere instead of separate birthday parties. So we decided to go to Kentucky to the Ark Encounter, which was really fun. We stayed in the Hampton Inn that's right there at the encounter. Nice hotel. We had a pleasant experience. We all really enjoyed it. Lily's favorite part was probably the virtual movie. So if you guys ever get a chance to go, make sure you pay extra for the virtual movie. She really enjoyed that. She did say, however, about halfway through the arc that she got bored. She said, "This is boring. There's way too much reading here." But once we finished that and we actually went back outside, there was some animals. And so the girls got to pet kangaroos, which was really cool. They're really soft, fluffy fur. And then they got to feed a bunch of animals, some lettuce. But it was really neat. They had a good time. On Sunday, they were closed, of course, and so was the Creation Museum, which was another little thing that we wanted to go to while we were there. It's kind of the Ark's sister encounter attraction. It's like 45 minutes away from the Ark, though. So we went and saw family that lived in Indiana on Sunday, and it started snowing while we were there, which was cool. It was cute little snowflakes. Everything was neat. But we started heading back to our hotel, and it started snowing harder and harder and harder. And then it was like a winter wonderland when we stopped for dinner. Pretty cool for a little bit, and then it was like, oh my goodness. So it snowed all night, and then we got up on Monday and everything was like white. We did go to the Creation Museum. We drove like the 45 minutes further away from home. Went to that Creation Museum. It was really neat, except the only thing that was open was the Creation Museum itself. Like there's other, like this huge map of all the different things you can go to. There is also a zoo encounter there, but because it was snowing and the weather was bad, they had that closed. So we did spend time going through the actual Creation Museum, had a lot of dinosaurs, a lot of history there. That was really neat. Watched a little movie. And then we got in the car to head home. We drove for a few hours, and then the conditions were not safe to keep driving. So everybody was getting off the interstate. We decided to try to call a nearby Hampton hotel to try to just stay the night, because there were wrecks all around us. We just didn't think that it was safe to keep driving, and it was getting dark. So we called this Hampton. No rooms available, no vacancies. I think everyone kind of had the same idea that we did, that it wasn't safe to keep going and they were going to pull off for the night too. We tried several hotels of the nicer kind, nothing available. So the one that we did find had 2 beds left, or 2 rooms left, was a Quality Inn. It was definitely not something I would have chosen, but that's what we had to do. We went in. There was no heat inside the lobby. The lady who worked the front desk was in a parka, a toboggan, and gloves. And she had an electric blanket plugged in next to her because it was freezing in there. She said she was from Florida and was saying that they only had 2 rooms left, that her boss wouldn't let her have a room. She said she doesn't know how to drive in the snow and the ice either. So she had a family member to drop her off at work. And they were supposed to come back and get her when she got off at midnight. We were like, oh, okay, I'm not sure how the roads are going to be several hours from now. Anyways, we get in this room. It's definitely not anything super fancy. Pull all of our stuff out, unload it into the room, and we're looking to try to find a restaurant that was like right near where we were, that was safe, that we could go and sit down and have a good meal. We found a Cheddar's. We went there, or we were going there. We had all of our stuff from the car we had brought into the room, and we go to leave, and I look over on the cabinet, and there is a cockroach. The girls were livid. They were not excited about staying in this hotel, but we had no other choice. It was either that or take the chance of not making it home safely and having a car wreck. We get to this Cheddar's. The host asks, "Hey, how are y'all?" Lily, first thing she says, "We're not doing good. We're staying in a bug motel." So we had to explain that to this guy, which he kind of thought it was funny too. We had decided that we were not leaving our stuff in this room. So we took everything out of the suitcases that we needed for the next day, just like our clothes, and we put everything back in the car because we did not want to bring any critters home with us. We survived. We are now home, and I am so excited to be home because I've not cooked anything, or we've not had a home cooked meal since Thursday night, and this is Tuesday. So I'm having withdrawals. The girls are wanting something that mama's cooked. I'm wanting something, and all the stress of all the driving and the ice yesterday before we decided we needed to stop and stay, and staying in the bug motel last night is it. Like, we've had enough. So we're making this stew. I've chatted and everything looks done on our meat. So we are going to add some beef broth. Just a little stir. 2 beefy onion soup packets. Some mixed veggies. This has carrots, green beans, sweet corn, and peas. You can use whatever mixed veggies that you like. You're going to use peas and carrots if you want, but we like this that has all of it in there. Some garlic powder. Onion powder. Oops. I'm going to do some slap your mama. Some smoked paprika. And a few bay leaves. We'll do 3. I'm going to cover this and let it start simmering.
The soup's boiling, so I'm going to add some diced potatoes. Adding some salt and pepper. Give it another stir. Cover and simmer until the potatoes are done.
Soup is done. Cornbread is done. I got the first prizie. That's what we call the little bay leaf. I'm definitely going to let it cool down before I taste. Was so wanting something homemade. So you can put whatever meat you want in it, or make it without meat. Whatever. Make it just a vegetable soup. So who's stopping by to taste and clean up?
Thanks for stopping by Honey's Kitchen.